To remove the stock grip, you're going to need a Torx 15. Fuck off.
A.
Piss take.
Production.
This episode I'm going to tackle removing the stock KTM hand covers and installing the Barkbuster hand guards. At the same time, I'm going to remove the stock throttle tube and install a G2 Ergonomics aluminium throttle tube. Hopefully that should also give a little bit more performance and better control over the throttle. It's all anodized in a orange aluminium, and you should be able to see small bits of it through the side of the grip. So there you go, that's one highlighted mod that's going to look pretty cool. Because the Barkbuster handguards are going on, it requires you to cut the ends off. Historically, with all my bike builds, I try to keep all OEM parts stock and don't modify them. So I've gone out and found some grips. The grips that I'm running with for this bike, I found, because KTM run with the V2 locks, the grip locks, you can't just go and find... See, Odi don't make a grip without the plastic housing. So the workaround, I found an Oneill grip. It looks very similar. So you do your best to try and match products. Oneill make these Waffle grips, and the styling is very similar to the Odi grips. You just can't use their throttle tubes. These throttle tubes aren't designed for the KTM 690. So lesson learnt, the workaround, you need to get a G2 throttle tube and then put the new grip on this. So there you go. I've found the workaround, and so just tag along and we'll install these. Another item you're going to need a shorter KTM clutch pin, because when you remove this handguard, the clutch pin's longer and it goes into this plastic housing. So as soon as you remove it, you're going to need a shorter clutch pin. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to remove these handguards. You'll need to cut the two zip ties as well that holds these on. A T30 bit will help you remove these bolts. You won't need to reinstall this bolt on the brake side. It's got a totally different separate mechanism. It was just to hold the guard in. Once that's there, we can now cut it off. Take the 4 bolts out of the throttle housing. Just grab a T25 Torx bit to undo the throttle housing. Now with that undone, we can slide out the throttle tube and now install the G2 Ergonomics throttle tube. put all the 4 bolts in. I'm just missing one for some reason, so there you go. You lose bolts along the way. Okay, just test the throttle tube. Make sure that you're happy with it, that there's no binding. That's more snappy than the plastic one. So there you go. That's awesome. Let's have a look. So I need to throw on the Oneill grips. So these Oneill grips, I haven't got my glasses, so I'm going to just open them up and have a look. They're called Oneill MX Pro grips. And the neat thing is they're already ready to go with the hole cut out the end. So that's the Waffle design. Now you want, that's another thing, before I put it on, I want to match the Waffle design with the left-hand grip to make sure that when you walk up to the bike, aesthetically they look similar and at the same position. Go away, fucking little fly. Okay. To remove the stock grip, you're going to need a Torx 15. Fuck off. You only need to do a couple of quarter turns. And then we'll slide straight off. Like that. You can see there's one bolt that holds it in. It's actually a really neat system. I prefer these over gluing grips on, to be honest. So the next thing, before you put this V2 grip on, you're going to need to punch out the end cap. So the neat design with these Odie grips, they make it so that you can remove these. One way to remove the end cap, just get an aluminium bar and just you just bash it out and it'll pop that cap. The next thing is you just want to tidy up. Just rip this out and just tidy up the rubber that's all here. Just peel it out like that. Now with that end cap removed, you can install it on the handlebar. So the half waffle design, it's up to you if you want to face the waffle forward, so that's where your grip is. On the handlebar you want to put it in that position so you can grip. And the same for your left hand. You can put the grip at the front, which I think is a good idea. So I'll slide that on. Or the other option, depending where that the screw is to tighten it on, you can have it face you. So then the grip's on the lower. And I think I'm gonna run it that way. I'm gonna have the bolt face me. And then when your hand grips the grip, the waffle is on your fingerprints, on your fingertips. So yeah, just tighten that up with the Torx bit. Just make sure you slide it all the way and it fits all the way on the handlebar. There we go, looks good. Just going to put a little bit of rubber cement glue onto the throttle tube just to prevent any further slippage. 2 drops. just have the fun of walking it on with your finger. There's enough flex in it. So that's on. Just be careful you don't drop your clutch lever. So while we're here, we'll install the new bolt. As it turns out, that clutch pin or bolt that I've got off KTM, it's the wrong size. So for the time being, I'm going to run the existing bolt, and I've just put the nut out of that kit onto the bottom so it doesn't fall out. When you go to throw the Barkbusters onto the bike, just make sure you got the right kit. This one's MH15 batch 177633 QCMS. And the reason why you want this kit, it's got an extender where it puts the mount out to help you fit it better. So we'll go ahead and find the inner bar mount to be able to fix the actual protection bar on. We'll work our way outside in. Okay. So this is the bracket. So feed the bolt through, it countersinks in the sleeve, and then this special nut. We'll slide that on. These are marked with left and right. It says a left there. So I'll get an Allen key and undo that. 5mm Allen key, undo this bracket. So this piece here sits underneath and goes roughly around here. So let's just get the other side installed. Where's the left? Okay, left and left. So you can see the L on the top. I'm just going to loosely put it on in that position. Okay, the next step, there's a knuckle. Now, So we're just going to find the right knuckle. So this one, slide that in, and it's going to sit like that. Now I need to slide this back a bit. What I want to do, I'm going to drop that bolt in. And the next step, and again with the Allen key. Okay, now we're going to rotate it. So you're going to see your cable sit like that. I'm going to run it so it's in line with the clutch lever, and we'll do that on the brake lever as well. And slowly tighten it up. Okay, that's on nicely. I run these small stainless steel button heads because the stock bolts that Barkbusters sell you, they just corrode straight away, so I swap for these. So let's get the cover. I've gone with the jet styling, and that's going to sit like this. Where's that other screw? The trickiest bit is just getting it started, but once you start walking it on, the screw will go in. Install the bolt, then the sleeve and the captive nut. So just leave that loose. Slot it in. Okay. And put the nut on. And now we're going to put this bolt on. So just lift it up so it's in line with your brake lever. And I'm going to slowly do this all up. We've got to watch that you don't bind the throttle tube with the end of this bracket. You're going to have to just adjust that mirror bracket just so you can get that installed. Go back to tightening these up. It's tight. Now let's get the cover on. Okay, get the other one on. Okay, that's on. So that's the installation of the Barkbuster jet handguards. As you can see along the way, you try and make a video and you have the wrong components, but I'll fix the clutch pin later. And there you go, it gives a bit more protection to your hands if you dump the bike, but I think these turned out pretty good. So there you go, these are the jet Barkbusters on the KTM 690. Let's have a closer look. Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode. This episode I'm going to tackle removing the stock KTM hand covers and installing the Barkbuster hand guards.